Okay, our new question which we have to practice today. Uh, it's November 2009, paper 2, question number 5. Again, a partnership question, division of net income between partners. Question number 5. Yes. Now, can you see the question? It's already given. The question is already given to you on WhatsApp. You can follow this question on WhatsApp, but even I'm showing it on on the screen. Paul and Judy are partners in a retail business. Okay, retail business means buying and selling, buying in small quantities and selling in small quantities to the local people in the local area. The partnership agreement states that they share profit and losses in the ratio 3:2 after allowing interest on capital at the rate of 4%. Now, profit and losses should be divided among the partners between the partners in the ratio 3:2. But before that, we have to give 4% interest on capital, fixed profit to the partners, and then we'll divide the residual profit. Okay. Now, capital accounts and current accounts in Paul and Judy are given. So one thing which we have to be careful in this question, uh, that Judy's current account shows a debit balance. Okay. In the previous question, we did East and West. Uh, East and West, both accounts were showing credit balance. Here in this question, Judy's account is showing debit balance. Debit balance means in the previous year, Judy has taken up more money than she earned through revenues. The profit share which is given to her in the last year, she has taken up more money than her share of profit. That's why her current account is showing a debit balance, and we have to be careful about that. Drawings are given, purchases, all these expenses, additional information required. Prepare trading and loss and appropriation account of Paul and Judy for the year ended 30th September 2009. Prepare the balance sheet of Paul and Judy at 30th September 2009. Okay, so we have to make trading profit and loss account and appropriation account. Okay. Now see, it's November 2009, question number 5. Okay. Now give heading Paul and Judy income statement trading profit and loss. Okay, income statement or trading profit or whatever the word you use, they do not deduct marks from terminologies. And appropriation. For the year ended The year ended 30th September 2009. Okay, 30th September 2009. Got it? Income statement is same. You all know it. Now we'll make it a heading. Done. Okay, done. We have to start the question again with the sales. Let's see the question. Acha. Just check. In additional information, stock is given. All withdrew goods costing 4,000 from the partnership business during the year. This has not been recorded in the books. We have to be very much careful while computing the amount of net purchases because goods were taken by one of the partners. Advertising expense prepaid, rent receivable due, depreciation. Again, this is depreciation, provision for doubtful debts. Okay, there are only 6 adjustments. Okay. Now see sales. 210,000. Sales is given 210,000. So we write over here sales 210. This is done. Okay, what we have to deduct over here? Yes. Return inwards or sales returns. Okay, now see what is the amount of sales returns. Return inwards is given here. 4,500. Okay. 4,500. Now we have to keep it in bracket because we have to deduct it. Always remember, don't forget to keep these items in negative. वरना अगर ऐड कर दिया गलती से तो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. And we get the net sales over here. Let's see what is the amount. 21000 minus 4,500. 205,500. 205,500 is your net sales. Done. This is our net sales. 205,500. Now heading cost of sales. Achha. Cost of sales starts with opening stock or inventory stock or inventory. Achha, date of opening stock must be a year back. Now, this is 30th September 2009. It means it must be 1st October 2008. Let's see in the question. Yes, it is given just below, written in words. Stock 1st October 2008, 12,650. 12,650. Opening inventory or stock to be reported in second column. Then we have to write the amount of purchases in the first column. This is purchases. This is given purchases. 1,39,750. 1,39,750. What we have to deduct over here? Goods taken up. Goods taken up by Paul. One of the partner, Paul, has taken some goods. You remember we saw that in our adjustments. Let's see adjustment number 2. Paul withdrew goods costing $4,000 from the partnership business during the year. This had not been recorded in the books. So this 4,000 goods we have to deduct from total purchases because it is gone to the partner's home. Okay? Are you getting my point clear? Oh. Okay. What else we have to deduct over here? Yes, return outwards or purchase returns. Let's see in the question if it is given purchases return inwards. Acha. Purchases, sales, return inwards, stock, stoppages, rent, fixtures, provision, depreciation. Nothing is given. Return outwards is not given. Are you getting my point clear? Return outwards is not given. So don't need to deduct over here anything. Okay. Now 1,39,750 minus 4,000 means 1,35,750. This must be the amount of net purchases now. This is net purchases. Okay. 1,35,750. Okay. What next? Carriage inwards. I think carriage inward is not given in the paper, in the question. Let's see. No, it's not given. Okay, done. It's not given. So we just add over here 12,650, only two accounts. The amount, the third amount which was supposed to be of carriage inwards is not given in here. So only we need to add opening stock plus purchases. 1,48,400 is the cost of goods available for sale. 148,400. 148,400 cost of goods available for sale. Now what we need to deduct over here? Yes, stock and inventory, or inventory, whatever you write. Date of inventory must be the same, 30th September 2009. 30th September 2009. It is given in the question. Let's see how much is closing stock. Here it is. Stock at 30th September 2009. The closing stock 15,400. 15,400. Keep it in the bracket so we remember that we have to deduct it. We should not add it. And we get cost of sales in the third column, 1,48,400 minus 15,400 is 133,000. Cost of goods sold or cost of sales 133,000. 100 and we need to keep it in bracket. 133,000. Okay. This is our cost of sales. The goods which we have sold for 205,500, we bought those goods from our suppliers at 133,000. So what is left with us is our gross profit. How much? 205,500. 205,500 minus 133,000. 72,500 is our gross profit. $72,500 is our gross profit. Now, what we have to be very much careful over here. Making this income statement and balance sheet is not a very difficult task. You just need to remember which amount is to place, in which position we have to place the required amount. अगर हम ये सीख गए तो हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है? और जिस तरह हम बनाते हैं इसी तरह पूरे 20 आपको जो पूरे मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. And if you succeed to attempt this question, then you will get A star easily, because this question is the locus of your paper 2. Now see, 72,500 is your gross profit. What you need to add over here? 3 items: discount received, decrease in provision for doubtful debts, or any other income. The 3 items we need to add over here. Any other source of income, discount received, and decrease in provision for doubtful debts. Not increase in the provision, decrease in provision for doubtful debts. 3 items we need to record over here. Now see, what is given in the paper? Discount received is not given. One income is given, yes. Rent receivable, 6,000. But the problem is, there is an adjustment also given, 2,000. Okay? Another thing is given is 2,000. It means our total rent income for the year is 8,000. See how rent receivable. Oh, I made a mistake in this one. Rent receivable is 6,000. And according to the adjustment, rent receivable is still accrued 2,000. Total 8,000. See, 6,000 rent we have received this year, and still 2,000 rent for this year is due from the tenant. We have not yet received, but we have earned this year. Okay, so it should be included in our income of the year, though we have not received yet, but we will include it in our income, the rent which is accrued 2,000. Okay, the last item we need to check over here is discount receipt is not given, other income we have added. The last item is decrease in provision. So let's see in the question, either the provision for doubtful debts is increasing or decreasing. The provision of doubtful debts is to maintain at 5% of debtors. Okay, we have no objections. Debtors is 16,000. See, debtor is given in the question, 16,000 multiplied by 5%. It should be 800. Now, debtors is 16,000 and 5% of debtors is 800 and our provision is 550. It means we have to increase provision by 250. Are you getting my point clear? So if we have to increase provision by 250, it means we don't need to add it in the gross profit. If we have to decrease, then we only add. Now total is 80,500. This is the total amount. Don't give a name to this amount. 80,500 will remain as it is without any name. Yes, our next heading is expenses. Because I have just calculated provision for bad debts, doubtful debts, whatever you call. It was 250. So I'm just writing first provision for doubtful debts. Because I've just calculated we have to increase provision for doubtful debts. And again, if you are not getting it, I'll explain it to you again. Debtors was 16,000 and provision for doubtful debt is to be maintained at 5%. So 5% of 16,000 is 800. Already we have maintained 550. To come up to 800, we just need to increase provision by 250. That's why we have to increase provision by 250. So increasing provision is just an expense. And we have mentioned over here 250. Okay, if you want me, I can write it 16,000 multiplied by 5% minus 550, and you will get the answer 250. Okay, I'm writing it just for your sake. Okay, now go to the question again and see what expenses are given. The first expense given is staff wages, 18,000. Any adjustment for staff wages? I don't think so. No adjustment is given for staff wages. So we'll report staff wages in the second column as it is 18,000. This is our staff wages. Done. Next expense. General expense, 9,650. General expenses, 9,650. So we just need to, there is no adjustment given for staff wages or general expenses also. Mhm. Only one adjustment is given for advertising expense. Okay. So we'll report general expense 9,650 as it is. 9,650 general expenses. Done. Okay. Come to the next expense. Rent is no advertising expense. Advertising expense is given 10,000 and adjustment says 2,850 is prepaid. Means advertising out of 10,000, 2,850 has been paid this year, but it is an expense for the next year. So we have to deduct over here advertising expense. $10,000 less prepaid 2,850 and we'll get the total over here. Just write the total in the adjacent column. 10,000 minus 2,850 7,150. The real advertising expense for this year is 7,150. Prepaid 2,850 is for the next year. Okay. After advertising expense, let's see what else is left. Rent 17,500. We are paying rent also 17,500. There is no adjustment for this rent expense, so we'll include it as it is. 17,500. Okay. $17,500 is our rent expense. Okay. Let's move to the question again and see which expense is left. Okay. After rent expense, we don't have any expense left. See, first adjustment is closing stock. Second adjustment was about purchases. Third adjustment we did it. Advertising expense and rent receivable. Depreciation, yes. Depreciation is charged on fixture and fitting at 15% per annum on cost using the straight line method. Okay. Straight line method means 15% on cost. Okay, what we make, we'll make a heading over here. We'll report depreciation like a heading, small heading. Okay, so depreciation on fixture and fitting is 24,000. But you know, there is a fifth adjustment also given. We have to be careful about that. Uh, see, another adjustment is given for depreciation. See, adjustment number 5. Additional fixtures and fittings 4,000 were purchased on 31st January 2009. These are including the balance at 30th September 2009. No other changes in fixed assets occurred during the year. Hmm. Now see, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now, fixture and fitting we have 24,000 given here, and they're saying the 4,000 of fixture and fitting were purchased this year on 31st January 2009. Now, we have to remember one thing in this question, that this 24,000 for fixture was not used the whole year. Fixture and fitting. We did not use 24,000 of fixture and fitting during the year. Actually, we had fixture and fitting for the whole year for 20,000. 4,000 का fixture and fitting तो हमने बाद में लिया 31 जनवरी 2009 में. तो हमें इसकी वर्किंग सर्विस चेंज करनी पड़ेगी. देखो कैसे. Now, depreciation on fixtures and fittings. Okay. Now see the working. 20,000 multiplied by 15%. Okay. That would make the amount 3,000. $4,000 of fixture and fitting were purchased on 1st January 2009. See, 2001st January 31st January 2009. So how many months have we have used fixture and fitting for 4,000? We have bought for 4,000. They have on 31st January 2009. We have used for February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, for 8 months of this year. For 8 months of this year. So what we need to do here, multiply by 8 upon 12. We had fixture and fitting for 24,000 given in the question. लेकिन उसमें से 20,000 for fixture and fitting जो है वो पूरे साल इस्तेमाल हुआ है, और 4,000 का जो fixture and fitting है वो अभी 8 महीने पहले है. तो दोनों का डिप्रिसिएशन हमें अलग अलग निकालना पड़ेगा. 20,000 का 15% और 4,000 का 15%, लेकिन 8 months के लिए. ठीक है? Are you getting my point clear? 4,000 multiply by 15%, 6 multiply by 8, multiply by 8 divided by 12. So it is 400. This is the total depreciation for the year. You can write over here 3,000. Okay, this is the calculation of depreciation. A little bit confusing. Okay, provision doubtful debts we have already mentioned there. Anything else we left? Okay. don't think so anything is left. Okay. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 expenses. Okay. Get the total expenses over here. Okay. Now 250 plus 18,000 plus 9,650 plus 7,150 plus 17,500 plus 3,400. 55,950 total expenses. 55,950 is the amount of total expenses. But we have to keep it in bracket so that we don't forget to deduct it. Total expenses. And we'll get net profit over here. 80,500 minus 55,950. The net profit is 24,550. 24,550 is our net profit. This is not the end of statement. अगर ये sole trader का होता income statement यहाँ पर खत्म हो जाता नहीं. But we have to show the division of net profit among partners or between partners in the ratio given. Okay. So how to divide it? Move to the questions now. Okay. First, we have to deduct interest on capital. The fixed profit we have to give to the partners 4% per, interest on capital 4% per annum on their capital balance. Okay. And then we have to share the residual profit. See, fixed profit. Now give heading appropriations. Appropriations. First heading, or we can say subheading, interest on capitals. I'm writing it in italics. It's a subheading, interest on capital. Okay. All Paul's capital is given in the question 30,000. Multiply by 4%. So it would be 1,200, I think so. Okay. Judy, her capital was 20,000. Multiply by 4%. So it would be 800. Total 2,000. Now we have given, out of 24,550, we have given 2,000 to the partners in the form of interest on capital. Okay. Now what is left with us? 22,550. This is our profit after interest. Okay. Now, this profit is going to be divided among the partners. What's happening here? We will call it residual profit. Residual profit. I'm giving you italics. Okay. It's our subheading. And it's going to be divided between the partners in the ratio given. So what is the ratio given? Is to 2. Okay. All 22,550 multiply by 3 upon 5. And it will make profit amount 22,550 multiplied by 3 divided by 5. 13,530. 13,530. Okay, what about Judy? 22,550 multiplied by 2 upon 5. 22,550 multiplied by 2 divided by 5. 9,020. 9,000. So if we get the total of this, it would be 22,550. Now we have divided everything. Out of 24,550 profit, we have given 2,000 to the partners as interest, and 22,500, 550 we have divided as residual profit. Now no profit is left with us. No profit is left with us. It is now 0. And this 0 means we have done it. Whatever the profit we had, we have divided. This is a 0. We have to come to this 0. Are you getting my point clear? Or allow me to do one thing so it would come on the same page. Okay, like this. Okay. So 0 means this 24,550 profit we have divided now. Nothing is left with us. Okay, class. So this is how we have to make income statement and appropriations for a partner, for partnership business. Now tomorrow we'll make the balance sheet. Tomorrow we'll make the balance sheet again, inshallah. Achha, if you miss a class, or you tell your class fellows if they miss a class, don't worry. Try to join class on time, but sometimes, due to power failure or internet problems, we could not. Maybe one or two of you could not join. So go to the Google Classroom and you can find my lectures over there. I'm always, we have all our teachers of Metropolitan, mashallah, we have all started uploading our videos, recorded lectures every day on our Google Classroom. Okay, you'll find it. Okay, class. So I'm now ending it up. This question, you can see the recording. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.